Interesting election in Andhra Pradesh. The south is locked now. You know, the south is done. Now we're talking about only the other parts of the country. What did it seem like over there? Because the campaign there, as far as the BJP is concerned, is almost entirely on Chandrababu Naidu and his entire muscle there. Is the BJP? Andhra is one of those states where this 400 par, idea or this dream. Some of the things could come from Andhra Pradesh. What did it look like to you?
Well, first of all, it's about 48 degrees in Andhra Pradesh. So
crazy.
Literally roasting on the ground. I think the political temperatures were matching up to that. The BJP essentially is relying on their alliances. Overall, if you look at them in Andhra Pradesh, personally, do they have like a big vote bank? Does the Prime Minister's campaign make a difference? Only because he's got that big, triple engine working with him of Pawan Kalyan, Chandrababu Naidu and him standing solid there. So alliances is something that the BJP is focusing on. They know full well that that's how they'll get the numbers in Andhra. In the south overall, if you look, Shiv, for the BJP, essentially, they're looking at Telangana and Andhra. I know there's been a lot of talk about Tamil Nadu and Kerala and how many times the Prime Minister's campaigned there. That's a long-run battle. You're going to look at vote share,
Not
perhaps.
This time, yeah.
No seats. You're not going to really see it transform into any number of seats per se. In these two states. I think Andhra and Telangana...
Even with all the, the Modi presence there, the number of visits...
Modi realizes that this is what he's looking at in Tamil Nadu, for example, is the 2026 assembly election.
Yeah.
He's looking at that. He's laying the groundwork right now. So when you talk of 400 par and you talk about the South's contribution to it, I think one, Telangana is a big deal. 4 seats last time. I think they will easily better that tally. And if they lose out in Karnataka, Rajdeep, I think they'll make up for that in Telangana. Andhra, Andhra largely is on how many really TDP gets. But also what's interesting about Andhra is that the BJP has been on great terms with YSRCP. So anyway this goes, they're going to be sitting by and watching carefully what's happening and then playing their cards perhaps post-poll.
So there could be a post-poll
Very much.
shift in dynamics.
I think Jagan didn't rule that out also.
Nabila, Telangana, you're back from Telangana. Just now you were in Karnataka before that as well. Karnataka is turning out to be very interesting. Internal studies are showing this way and that way.
Yeah.
That's adding a large part also to this question of where things could change.
What I hear is that the BJP's internal survey in Karnataka says that they're getting nearly 15, which is a real climb down if you see from 25 that they won in 2019 to 15 now, which means the Congress would up their numbers from 1 to 10 or 1 to 12. The JDS will retain 1, possibly Mandya. So, but I highly doubt that what they lose in Karnataka, they're going to make up in Telangana because the numbers are much larger. Their loss, at least estimated loss, as per their internal surveys, only show nearly 10. And they're not going to make up 10 in Telangana. They have 4 currently in Telangana. At max, they might retain it or get 1 extra. But certainly their ideology resonates better in Telangana than in most other parts of the country. But let me tell you about the alliance. The India Alliance, I think the show of the India Alliance is the most classic in southern parts of India. In Kerala particularly, we saw the Kerala government, the UDF and the LDF and the Congress really facing off one another despite being alliance partners. So this, I hear, was a real strategy by the India Alliance to make it look like this is a war between the communists and the Congress, a direct war, and BJP is really nowhere in the picture. And this is precisely why Annie Raja was fielded from Wayanad, where Rahul Gandhi is contesting, to make it look like the actual fight is only between the communists and the Congress. Where is the BJP? There's no BJP at all. So this was in a way a smart move. So I highly doubt, despite the multiple trips that Prime Minister Modi has made to a state like Kerala, they're going to open an account there.
Gaurav and I have also been talking about, the narrative and the buzz that's been on that this has become a two-way fight. Gaurav, what do you think? We haven't been out there this time for coverage. I imagine we will be headed out soon for other things. But what did you think? Because the Modi factor has never been stronger. So this is a Modi ticket election, like in 2019.
And in 2014, it was always, so Modi all the way is beyond doubt. But there's great narrative building that's been happening from phase 1. Phase 1, they said polling down means Modi down. Phase 1. Then, by the time you came to phase 4, people started saying winds of change are blowing. There is this silent...
You're talking about 2014?
No, I'm talking about 2024. After phase 4, so today you have Mamta Banerjee at an election rally. She said winds of change are blowing. Yogendra Yadav says winds of change are blowing. BJP will be between 200 and 195 and 200.
But these are the same people who miscalculated every election.
Each election they've miscalculated and actually said exactly the same thing. I also do not know whether there's any empirical evidence to suggest Ram is not working and Ration is working, because the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha has just happened and we'll only know election results on the 4th of June. So, all of this,
No, but
Ram
all
is
of
not
this
working.
all of this happens with the blessings of Bhagwan Ram.
So,
it's not like Ram is divorced
not
from
working
Ration.
and Ration working is very interesting narrative building.
It's not narrative building.
it's not
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
This is when
No, I'll tell you why it's not narrative building.
Let him finish. I'll come to you guys for an interjection.
Is Ram working or not? We'll only know on the 4th of June, because Pran Pratishtha happened on 22nd of January.
you know that's incorrect. I'll tell you why it's
will come
incorrect.
out and we will know whether
No,
Ram
one
has
second.
worked or Ram
I'll
hasn't
tell you
worked.
why it's incorrect.
And Ration and the BJP, from whatever I've been, reporting all along, it's a multi-pronged offensive. For some, Ram will work. For some, Ration will work. For some, Bharat doing very well internationally will work. So it's a multi-pronged offensive to reach out to various levels of
But the
voters.
BJP is not saying we
Preeti,
build the Ram
Preeti,
temple,
yeah.
therefore.
No, I'll tell you
Preeti
why.
wants to
No,
intervene.
all I'm saying is why Ram is not a narrative. I've been on ground, and what you usually get is Ram Mandir banaya bahut badhiya hai par. So, but I do agree with that part which Gaurav made, is the fact that it's like a buffet for the BJP voter. He's coming in with his plate and he's picking what he likes. So there's a bit of whoever is connecting to Ram is picking Ram, but that percentage is very less. Now let me tell you, in Uttar Pradesh itself, number one, you have a Yogi Adityanath factor in Uttar Pradesh, and I'm sorry to say, no matter what anyone says, a Yogi Adityanath factor in Uttar Pradesh is bigger than a Modi factor in Uttar Pradesh, and you see it on ground. He's possibly the only chief minister who, of the BJP, other than maybe a Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's bringing in the vote on his name where the BJP is concerned, other than the Prime Minister.
No, but
other than the Prime Minister, where Ration comes into question. The terminology might change. It might be Ration Kota Galla. But believe me, you hear it all the time. And that is going to be one of the key factors, at least in
But
UP.
whereas the BJP even tried to milk the Ram temple as an electoral issue, we spoke to the Prime Minister himself this morning. He said, and everyone in the BJP and the saffron fold, genuine, if you speak to them, even if it's without a camera, they'll tell you, hamare liye aastha ka mudda hai. They're not going and saying we build the Ram temple, therefore vote for us. They're saying a whole host of other things, but no one is saying we build the Ram temple, therefore vote for us. They said this is something that the people of India, this culture, this civilization has been wanting for 500
Then what
years.
explains?
We've gone out and
I'll
done
tell
it.
you why.
Who has
Then
said vote for us because we build the Ram temple?
What explains the posters that are splattered across by the BJP, across Uttar Pradesh, jo Ram ko laye hain, hum unko layenge.
But it's been a poll
What
promise.
explains that then? What explains to have these posters at the back of every candidate who's going into his constituency to vote, to have that poster at the back of his
Ram
car?
versus
Jo
Ration.
Ram ko laye hain, hum unko layenge.
And it's
The
certainly
BJP is
resonated on the
using
ground.
that.
When I met with some of the people who love Modi, even in the southern part of India, they're very much in favor of Modi because of the Ram Mandir. Whatever it is, he brought Ram Mandir to reality, and we will forever be indebted. That's
this is a
really the
country-
adulation he enjoys.
This is a country of 97 crore voters. Right? Different issues in different parts of the country will resonate differently. To say that Ram Mandir is not an issue and BJP doesn't want to play up Ram Mandir, as Rahul is suggesting, is crap. The fact is the BJP knows that Ram Mandir will fetch it a certain core constituency. It consolidates its core constituency. In parts of the country, as I said, where there's agrarian distress, you need something else to provide to the voter. That's the kind of politics that
No, but Rajdeep, I think you distorted
and
the
the
meaning.
BJP has
No,
been
no.
more intelligent
But
and
Rajdeep-
flexible. 1 minute.
Yeah.
The BJP has been more intelligent and flexible at times than the opposition, which frankly has been extremely hamstrung and is not a very strong organized opposition at the moment. They haven't been able to get their act together, and therefore even where there have been opportunities, perhaps they've missed some of them. 2014, for example, was an election for change. People wanted change in this country. 2019, as I said, after Pulwama and Balakot in particular, became almost as if we were paying a tribute to the martyrs. In 2024, you've had the closest you've come in recent times to what I would call a normal election. In a normal election, different issues play out differently in different parts of the country. If you had a more credible opposition, then as Preeti said, there are people who are saying, look, I don't want to vote for this guy. Forget Modi, I don't even want to vote for my MP. He's not done enough. But do I have someone on the other side?
Right.
Now, there are parts of the country, like in Tamil Nadu, where the regional parties are strong in other parts, where they're providing an alternative. You will see in Western Maharashtra, for example, how the alternative is. So where alternatives are there, people this time are looking at alternatives. That's why you get the impression of a fight.
No, but
because
Rajdeep-
because the gap is so big. For example, I was in Bihar. In Bihar last time, the government got 53% of the vote, the opposition 30%. To reverse that, you need a 10 to 12% swing. You're not getting it. If this was a Vidhan Sabha election in Bihar, I would bet Tejasvi Yadav would win. He's enormously popular and there is anger against Nitish Kumar and the way he's functioned. But it's not a Vidhan Sabha. So I think you've got to see when there's a Lok Sabha, people look at it differently.